Hey everyone, Coach Preston with the tactical goalie team and the Loudon Knights program based out of Leesburg, Virginia. Just wanted to say thank you to the USA Hockey staff that have facilitated our goaltending silver certification program over the last few months. I know I speak for myself and many of my fellow classmates in saying that the instruction and the guidance that we've received in these classes and these courses have been super instrumental in helping us develop as goalie coaches. I'm really excited to share this drill and the conversations I had with my goalie. I think this is a natural evolution of the journey that we all go on as coaches, where we learn about, how to innovate and bring new ideas to goaltending development. So, I designed this drill with a couple of things in mind, specifically the three pillars of the constraints-led approach that we've been talking about the last couple of months: the individual, the task, and the environment. Admittedly, as you'll see in the video, I think there's room for improvement, especially when it comes to changing environmental factors. But I think that's the beauty of coaching, right? It's a constant learning process. And as I reflect now, I'm already starting to think about how we could have made this drill a little bit more comprehensive and challenging for the goaltenders, and potentially even more easily digestible. Regardless, your feedback is incredibly valuable. I appreciate those who watch. And I know it's the insights from really the teams, the coaches, and the athletes themselves that make this such a worthy endeavor. So thank you guys for your time, and enjoy the drill. For you. So the skill that we're going to work on this week that I want you to really focus on is sealing the post into RVH when transitioning from attacking the player coming down the wing and managing your depth into your post. So let's go ahead and watch this sequence, all right? Again, slowed it down to half speed. So you've got a forward coming down the wing, right? He's on his backhand, he's got one defender on him. He's coming down. Now you're attacking, you're following him, you're shuffling along the top of your crease. But he's coming down to the bottom of the circle, so you need to now seal your post into your RVH, right? Yeah. Notice how your right foot doesn't immediately seal, comes back, all right? Players on the backhand, that player's never sniping the shot into that upper top corner, right? Unless he's Sidney Crosby himself, all right? But you miss the seal. And what happens is now your hinge leg, which you're not putting any pressure on, is beyond and behind the goal line. Look at this. All right? He takes the shot, puck comes out. Now you've got a so rewind just a tiny bit here. So again, miss the seal a little bit, hinge leg comes back, a little off balance. Here's where things get tough. You're now overcompensating, you gotta get your hinge leg back out. Because instead of being parallel to the goal line, you wanna be out, right? You wanna be challenging the shot after the rebound. What do you see wrong with your body as it relates to sealing your post?
I lunged at it and made too good, so I'm off balance.
So you're off balance, right? Half your body is past the goalpost here, right? When in reality, if we have a proper seal and we're holding ourselves up with propping our shoulder up on the post, you've done all the work there. When you're halfway past the post like this, you're now off balance. So watch what happens, right? You see the puck in the corner? Mm-hmm. So he takes another shot, this guy takes another shot. You do get the rebound. Puck collects here, but look. The skater, the forward, who's here, okay? He's gonna collect the puck. You're still past, your whole body's still leaning past your post. He's gonna go around the net. Now, because you don't have that seal post, you now have to push from post to post. You now have to change your momentum. You don't have any leverage. You can't push off the post because you're past it. And this slide over is a little sloppy, okay? So, we're gonna fix that by doing some drills this week. So, talk to O'Brien and Smith about what we're gonna do this week. And I've gotta do, like I said, 3 separate drills that are gonna help you focus on this, all right? And it's gonna be the exact same game situation, essentially, just a little different, all right? So we're gonna have players and forwards here, okay? You'll have a barrier, a red barrier here, red barrier here, and you're gonna have a coach here with a bunch of pucks, okay? Now to start unopposed, where it's just you and the shooter, this is really simple, all right? Forward here, skates the puck down the side of the wing, he comes around, he takes the shot as he's coming around the bottom of the circle, you've got a seal here and take the shot. He's going to shoot, then he's going to come back around the net. Coach is going to feed him a puck, and then he's going to take the shot, right? Pretty simple, right? Forces you to come out, stay in front of the shooter, follow him as he's coming down the wing, and then anticipate as he cuts in towards the net. That's where you've got to get that good seal, right? If you don't, after he takes that shot and he comes around the net, it becomes much more difficult for you to get from your post to post, right? This is simple, right? Now, we're going to add a defenseman, okay? So you have a defenseman coming in to follow the player as he's coming down. Defenseman follows him, puts pressure on the skater as he's coming down. Now you have to think about your teammate, and you have to think about someone else. Maybe that puck gets deflected, okay? Maybe he doesn't even get the shot off, all right? And he comes back around the net with the same puck. And instead of collecting the puck from the coach, he just swings around, right? So it adds a different dynamic, right? So that's with the opposed aspect of the drill. And then we'll do a small area game, right? Where I'm going to basically keep the same format of the drill, but we're going to incorporate 2-on-2. So he'll have an option, he'll have an additional forward that will come in, maybe come to the center of the net. You might have an additional defenseman that's coming down to guard him, okay? Same concept. This guy, puck carrier, comes in, he's got to make a puck, he's going to make the shot, then he's going to come around the net and make another shot. Leaves all kinds of options here in front of the net. So you have to make a decision whether or not you need to push the post, whether you need to come out and make a T-push out to the corner, all right? Or if you're going to stay here, if the player throws it on net and the second forward comes in and wants to play the rebound in this area, okay? So all of that hinges, and this whole sequence, even though it didn't lead to a goal, right? This can make a really big difference as we start to incorporate more RVH style work into your game, right? Because everything is going to be dependent on that seal. And you can't establish a strong hinge foot, which is your outside foot, which can help you change the angle of your shot. All that doesn't happen if your pad is inside your net and you have no leverage with your balance, all right? So we do that a million times. Your seals will be good. We'll switch sides. We'll also do the other side as well. And then we'll continue getting your RVH looking really smooth. Sound good? Yeah. All right, cool. Okay, so real quick before we get into some of the repetitions of the drills, a couple of things to note. One, I really like taking my goalies and taking them aside once or twice a month and going over game footage, both to talk about things they did right during games and then things they can improve on in the future. It's really important for me to go over aspects of games that were relatively inconsequential to the final score. So I take a section or an aspect of the game, such as what I did with my goalie there, and just talk about, hey, this could have ended badly. Here's what we can do to make sure that this doesn't happen in the future. It's important to note that I didn't get a lot of footage of the repetitions of each stage of the drill for a couple of reasons. One, the goalie that in question that I was hoping that would be there for filming was sick that week. And my goalie parent, who was going to help me with filming, wasn't able to make it as well. So only made a couple of reps that made it into the video for each sequence, but would love to talk about what I thought went well and what I think can be improved upon in the future with a drill such as this one. So thanks.
Good. All done. Yes, there you go, Ike. You gotta get that seal. There you go. Hey.
Okay, so as you'll notice in this first iteration, I didn't have any barriers. The arena staff wasn't able to get me any barriers, which is fine. We still moved forward with the drill and were able to kind of move forward without them. Still had skaters moving down the wing, getting to the bottom of the circle, curving in towards the goalie and taking a shot near side, and then looping around the back of the net. I think Ike, my goalie, who only just learned about this drill and what was expected of him a minute or two prior, did a really good job filling in. So for the repetitions that he was able to get, there were a few times I saw him get it and it click, where he realized had to make the seal, had to push over, had to challenge the shooter. So I hope that was evident. Now we'll move into where we're going to have a D come in and put pressure on the skater, not necessarily try to take the puck, but just put pressure so that it makes it a little more challenging, not only for the shooter, but also introduces a new element to the goaltender.
There you go, Ike. Oh, good idea. Take a shot. Yes. Ike, you got to make a decision whether you're going to come out and face the shot. There you go. That's it.
Okay, so for all three iterations of the drill, we did try to switch sides in order to, change it up and make it different for both the shooters and for the goaltender. As we got into phase 2 of this drill evolution, where now we incorporate the defenseman who's putting pressure on the forward. Again, just wanted to make note of the goaltender that he's now got another element that he's got to pay attention to, which alters really where the skater is going to go, right? In the first iteration of the drill, when he's unopposed, we see that the skater comes around the net and almost immediately puts the shot on net. Almost every single time he's not getting pressured. That kind of forces the goalie to go from the post from the initial shot, sliding over and just staying in the RVH and resealing on the other side. But now that we've introduced the defenseman, now maybe the defenseman pushes that skater out a little bit more as he wraps around the net. And as the goaltender, you have to make the decision, as you see towards the end of that last drill, where I try to tell Ike, hey, you've got to make a decision. Either you're going to stay down or you're in a position where you need to come up and re-challenge the shooter in your ready stance, right? So I think, again, Ike did a pretty good job filling in and doing what he had to. But I think it did start to click for him as the drill continued to progress.
There you go, Ike. Yes, that's it. That's it. It's all right, it's all right. Recover. Nice job, Ike. Nice. Whoa. Nice, nice, nice. Ike, we could have stood up there, yeah? Yep. Nice job. All right, two more. Last one. Attaboy, Ike.
Okay, so for that final iteration and evolution of the drill, I changed it up a little bit because of some of the constraints that we had at the time that we had left and what I wanted to really accomplish out of the drill. So as soon as the forward who's rushing down the wing curves towards the goaltender and makes the shot, I then introduced the second forward and second defenseman rushing in from the blue line to give the first forward an option to either pass or to shoot as he wraps around the net, therefore making the goaltender really have to think. Now, you'll see that Ike, my goalie, if you go back, has a couple of evolutions of that drill in which he really does do a good job, I think, of either disrupting the potential pass or reading the play and getting out in front of the shooter once he wraps around and challenging the shot. That was when I think it started to really click that he knew what he needed to do for that type of drill, that type of style of play. And I think he got better over the course of the 20 to 25 minutes that we were out there in total. Looking back, I still think that I would have loved to have had some barriers to constrict the play. I know there were a few times during the drills where the forwards didn't necessarily come all the way to the bottom of the circle. Their angle changed, therefore there was no reason for Ike to seal his post or get down into the RVH, and that's fine. And I went over that with him post-drill as well, that it's a very specific shot, it's a very specific angle in which we would want to deploy the RVH in that situation. But the main point that I tried to drive, that I do think my goalie was able to get by the end of that drill, just after the 20 minutes we were out there, I think he did start to really get it, that he's got to make sure that when he does seal that post and he does take that short side shot, he's comfortable up against the post. He can transition his weight to the other side, and he can make a decision quickly as that skater's wrapping around the net of, okay, he's going wide, I need to stand back up and face and challenge the shot, or I'm going to stay in RVH, I'm going to seal again on the other side, and I'm going to try to smother the puck as it comes over towards me. So all in all, I thought the drill went well for what I was given. But I do hope that I can continue to incorporate that drill in future practices, and continue to help develop my goalies, fine tune and tweak that niche, that skill as we move forward into the meaty part of the season. So, but yeah, hope you enjoyed the drill, and looking forward to feedback. Thanks.